Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'll be ranking all 18 Marvel films made by 20th Century Fox, before Disney brought the rights to the 20th century. Before I begin,
Boom! Spoiler alert.
if you haven't seen any of these films. So without further ado, let's begin. At 18, Fantastic Four, 2015, or Fan Four Stick. As one of the few films I went to the cinema to see, after about 15 minutes, wanted to leave the cinema, but chose not to, due to wanting to give it a chance. I honestly believe this was a big mistake, because other than the hallway scene with Doctor Doom, this film is not good, and it doesn't feel like they knew who the Fantastic Four or Doctor Doom was when making this movie. In number 17, Elektra. I actually enjoyed this film, however, it is not one of those films you can enjoy and watch multiple times, and it felt to me, in some ways, like a filler film, when Fox had run out of ideas at the time, and even though she had died in Daredevil, she gets revived, whereas in my opinion, it would have been better as a prequel to the Daredevil film that it follows from. Next we have 16, Daredevil. The film does get a lot of criticism, as Ben Affleck's portrayal of Matt Murdock is not great. On the other hand, I don't think he did a bad job in the role. I just feel that there were moments where it did seem like he could see, and he wasn't blind. I also think the other actors within this film, from Jon Favreau, Jennifer Garner, Colin Farrell, and Michael Clarke Duncan, were brilliant in their respective roles. Number 15, X-Men Dark Phoenix. As the last official X-Men film made by Fox, and with all the delays and reshoots it had due to the Fox and Disney merger happening, etc., I believe it just fell short of the quality of what we expect from an X-Men film. However, it did have glimpses of some good moments, especially with all the scenes with Magneto. On to 14, The New Mutants. As with Dark Phoenix, as the last official film made by Fox, with everything going on in the background, and then by the time this film was released, after the merger with Fox and Disney, this film did not get the credit it should have received. I nevertheless believe it was a good film. I could tell if it wasn't for the issues this film went through, it could have been a very good movie. At 13, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. As a sequel to the 2005 Fantastic Four, it had some pressure to follow the original film, and even though it was not rated very highly, I really enjoyed this movie. However, the only real issue I had with this film is Galactus, as it was just a giant black cloud rather than what he looks like in the comics. In number 12, X-Men Origins Wolverine. As the first of the Wolverine solo films, it had a lot to live up to. Even though it was not very well received by most, I actually really enjoyed this film. There were just certain moments that could have improved it, including timeline continuity mistakes, and with the character of Deadpool. Next we have 11, Fantastic Four. As the first Fantastic Four movie made by Fox, it had added pressure, not only being the start of a possible franchise or trilogy, but also to follow one of the most popular comic book characters, as they are known as the First Family. I really enjoyed this film, and it only just misses out of being in my top 10. Number 10, The Wolverine. As a sequel to both X-Men Origins Wolverine and X-Men Last Stand, it has two stories to follow, and I believe that The Wolverine was a good film. I just feel it fell slightly short with certain plot points, and what they did with the main villain, Silver Samurai. On to 9, X-Men Apocalypse. As a film to follow Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse had an X-Men crossover event to follow, which meant it was affected by the new timeline they created after Days of Future Past, and introduced the X-Men characters we know from the originals, for example Scott Summers, Jean Grey, and Aurora Monroe, etc. And I feel this film did a good job with this. However, in my opinion, even though the actor Oscar Isaac is a good actor, they did not give him enough to do with the character of Apocalypse any justice. At 8, X-Men The Last Stand. As the third film in the original trilogy, it has the pressure of ending that story that began with the original X-Men, and even though this film received a lot of criticism at the time, and is known as one of the worst X-Men films, I really enjoyed it. In number 7, X2 X-Men United. As a sequel to the original X-Men, it had the burden of following the original, and has kept the franchise going after the success of the first. In my opinion, it did this very well, And I believe it also had the best live-action version of William Stryker, with Brian Cox in the role. Next we have 6, X-Men. As the first film to start off the X-Men franchise, and the first to bring the characters from the comics to life, it had a lot of pressure put on it, and I believe it did this and much more. I just feel it could have done more with the introduction to Rogue, and with the Brotherhood of Mutants, it would have been in my top 5. 5. X-Men First Class. As the first of the new lineup of the X-Men, and prequel to the original, this film, in my opinion, did very well, and I just loved the backstories they gave to the characters like Charles Xavier and Eric Linkshire, and how they met. The only issue I had with this film is how they killed off Darwin, whose power is to adapt to anything, but somehow couldn't adapt to Havoc's power. Number 4, X-Men Days of Future Past. As the highest X-Men film on this list, I feel this film could not have improved much more, and the only real improvement I feel this movie could have made was the ending, where we find out that William Stryker pulls Wolverine out of the lake until we see a close-up of his face and the eyes flash yellow to indicate that it was actually Mystique. On to 3, Deadpool 2. As the sequel to Deadpool, this film had a lot to live up to, and in my opinion, the way they introduced the characters like Cable and Domino was very well executed. I just believe the top 2 did just enough to push this into 3rd. At number 2, Logan. As a movie that ended Logan's story, and at the time Hugh Jackman's last and 10th film as Wolverine, this film had a great storyline and plot. I feel this film did an excellent job at ending Logan's story, and was the perfect end for that character. And finally, at number 1, Deadpool. This film was one, if not the best origin films for a superhero character, and with how well Ryan Reynolds knows this character, and with every bit of humour hitting the mark, etc., I just honestly believe this is the best Marvel film 20th Century Fox has made. So that is my ranking of the Marvel 20th Century Fox movies. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with my ranking, and let me know what ranking you'd put these movies in, and if you'd like to see more ranking videos like this one. And a question for you in the comments: did you prefer the Deadpool and Wolverine in the Fox universe, or what they have done with them in the MCU now? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.
This gonna have nuts in it. Where's Francis?
Run away, you know that I'll chase every bad guy, put them right in their place. Revenge, I'm gonna give you a taste. I'm sexy as hell, but I cover my face.
Salsa water and lemon for blood. Or wear red. Dumbass.
Captain Deadpool. Nah, just Deadpool. Merc with the mouth. I can't die. 1 foot in the grave, but I'm still alive. Try to kill me, I'll just revive. Then I'll put another bullet right between your eyes.
Don't make me ask twice. Where is Francis? You made me ask twice. Is the mask muffling my voice?
About to take you all to school with guns and knives. Deadpool. Telling jokes and breaking the rules. I came for the tacos. Playing with the ladies in the family tree. To throw down with all these fools, so come and get some.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni.
Where's Francis?
No, please.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, little spider monkey. Crazy ass cartel looking to do some click, click, boom. Where is Francis? For a minute while I'm dropping a deuce.
It's just confusing. Is it sexist to hit you? Is it more sexist to not hit you? I mean, the line gets real blurry.